Life has never been easy. I was raised by a single mother. We were asked to leave where we were staying because our time was due. And the only place my mom could think of at that time was the chicken coop. We stayed there for, let's say, a year. At times, we need to go to bed on an empty stomach. I ran to the washroom. So we mentioned those who are owing. Once they are done, then you come back to the classroom. So I was so bad in ICT way back in school. I had to write to my senior housemaster, and I told him to deboardinize me so I can become a day student. Because I was not allowed to go to dining, and I took Gary morning, afternoon, evening for a whole 3 months. What happened then was, if you go to the dining hall, they are looking for a chit, a green chit. And that green chit will give you access to enter the dining hall. So once you don't have that green chit, which indicates you paid your fees, then I would visit the internet cafe, make research on how to even develop Android apps. I told the cafe attendant then that I really want to develop a game. So you should give me the opportunity. Then he said, have I ever seen any Ghanaian develop a game before? And he said, okay, I'll give you 1 month free internet subscription, access to a computer. Use it for any research you would want to. At the end of that 1 month, I have done my part for you. And wherever he is, I must say a very big thank you. I built a first application called Savira downloader. And once I built it, I went around and I told people around that, yes, finally I've built something. Look at my downloader. So I was walking around with my portable laptop. I'll tell people I've developed the software. And they say, what software is that? I've developed the downloader. How does it work? So I would show them how it works, and we download 1 or 2 things and it works. Then I also developed a browser, and I named it Savira browser. So I also was going around telling people I've developed the browser. Then the owner of the Sarafina, my shop, got interested in what I was exhibiting. And so I showed it to him, and he was so happy that as a starter, I'm able to think through that direction and also come up with something. But I was driven by passion. If Narrowlite failed, I had nothing I would have relied on. If this fails, I'll be a failure. And besides, knowing how my family background in finances, it will be so difficult for me. And I was saying to myself, I think this is a waste of time. Once I go home, I will need to delete every software I've developed because no one was paying attention to any solution I had provided. So at the bank, I was saying to myself, I'll go home and I'll delete the banking software in question. Then I had a call from the client that his boss wants to meet me for discussion, and how much am I charging for the cost of software and maintenance support fee? And I was like, wow. On the very day I decided to go and delete it, if not for me being at the bank, I would have deleted that software. Starting an IT company is the easiest but the most difficult business or company anyone would want to. Why am I saying is the most easiest? It's the most easiest because you don't really need any huge capital to start with. Someone can be in a tech space without having a background in tech. Now, it's the most difficult thing because people will not give you the goodwill you are seeking for. It will surprise you that at a time you needed to do projects for free. You just have to come to your place, tell you, oh, we have this software, let's make you use it for free. You know why? We wanted to sell our name. So people will see us working, but in a nutshell, nothing was coming into our pocket. We're only having the name. Oh, this system was developed by Narrowlite. This system was developed by Narrowlite. Okay. So at that time, we were out of goodwill. We didn't have any goodwill. So we needed to push harder for people to really understand what we were doing.
Going to spend like 24 hours with him to see how busy he is, and is it just like a multi-million-dollar company, or is just like he just sleeps every day and just be like, oh, I'm just having this huge amount of money there, so let me just relax. Hi guys, welcome back to another episode. So today we are trying something new. It is currently raining, but I said hook or crook, this interview must come on. Because why? we are meeting the CEO of Narrowlite International, which is one of the most influential tech companies in Ghana. I think you want to know more about it, how he started, how he built up like this huge company in Ghana with these struggles. It is raining, but yeah, we are going to make it possible. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Let's go meet him. Today is a big day. We get to meet the CEO of Narrowlite International. You guys don't understand the aura that this guy has. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. What about you?
I'm doing super fantastic. You know, I've been planning to meet him for months, and it's not, see, he's so busy that it's not even possible to even give him a call. So when I had this email, I'm like, whether it's raining or not, I have to come. Thanks for meeting me. I really appreciate it.
Hey, Narrowlite International operates in other countries, not only in Ghana, and is pushing boundaries of innovation. But behind the global success is a story of resilience, risk, and relentless belief in the power of ideas. This is the journey of Mr. Kwame Adomako, from a small town dreamer to the leader of one of the most dynamic IT companies in the world. Not only is he into IT, but he has his own all-in-one computers and POS machine he has built himself, and it's proudly made in Ghana. In order not to make this video only centered on podcast or interview, we decided to do our own findings, which means we had to contact most of the companies he does work with and find out more about him.
I am also Ansa Kensford. I am the general manager for Garden City Cooperative Credit Union. Samara Adomako has been a friend to me for some time now. We met around 2020 at the same office, this office. He came to me with the software, but initially I didn't want to use it. But upon second thought and then going through the system, I saw it would be good for me to use it. So from 2020 to date, I've been using his software by name Bankbridge. I'm using it and it's good to me. Because of his ingenuity and then agility, he tried to move on from older software to other things. Through him, we have this computer that we're using. I think it's one in town. Not all on this. He also had a product too. We're using mobile phones for our mobile bankers on our customers, but we saw it was not enough. So through him, we have been able to procure the POS, where as soon as the cashier or the mobile banker collects money from the customers, we're able to have them at the office at the same time we're able to give them receipts. So it's another area that I think through some Adomako we're able to move to that. Credit Union this year has grown from strength to strength through him. When we were using manual, we saw that things were so hard. But when we got his software and other things, when we talk about credit unions that are viable, we are one of them.
I'm Kwame Energy, bank member for Garden City Credit Union, National Contact. I've been working here for almost 14 years. And I knew somewhere Kwame Adomako for almost 5 good years. He is currently our IT. And through him, we have quite a lot of associating this computer and other accessories. Yeah, really, he has helped us for a while. But at times, when you call, you say, oh, within a few minutes, I'll call back. Really, it will take some time. But so far as we are calling him, he'll respond. But at that time, maybe you are very, very angry, but so far I call back, put it aside. And he has become my brother. I call him the name Kwame. I'm so Kwame. So anything he does, I just advise him.
yesterday was a really hectic day. We couldn't get the chance to shoot because he was so much busy and compiled for the day. So today we came to Kent's Cup, and yeah, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. What about you?
I'm doing super fantastic, cool, elegant, sweet, because I'm so happy to have you here. Anyways, I would want you to introduce yourself to the audience because
Okay.
they don't know you.
Okay, I'm Mr. Kwame Adomako Samuel.
Okay.
Currently the senior system analyst and also CEO of Narrowlite International Company Limited.
Ooh, wow, that's a huge, powerful thing. Can you take us, like, we want to go back to where you started from, like your background, where you grew up and everything. Can you, like, say something small about that?
Okay, so I come from a family with there's 5 children.
Oh,
On my mother's side, I'm the firstborn. We grew up, most of our lives were spent in Kumasi. GHS education at Matadevi Basic School
oh yeah.
in
I
Junior
remember
Ase.
that. So what was like life like when you were living there? Was it, would you say it was hard? Was it kind of like easy? Was it moderate?
Okay, so I would say life has never been easy growing up. I was raised by a single mother, and things has never been easy. I remember in an aspect of our lives, we even needed to resort in terms of accommodation in a chicken coop. We had no option. We were asked to leave where we were staying because our time was due. And the only place my mom could think of at that time was the chicken coop. I think it was 1 bedroom used for the rearing of this chicken. And we stayed there for, let's say, a year till things got better. And we even went to get this new, they have this caretaker kind of house system where we are giving the house to maintain and stay in. Yes, that is the terminology they give. So we also lived there for, let's say, 6 months.
Oh,
And then finally we moved to Junior Ase. So that was when I started attending Crystal Safo.
yeah.
And I was moved from Crystal Safo to Matadevi. For Crystal Safo, I took my first BEC there. Unfortunately, things didn't go as expected. So my mom, seeing me as her eldest son, wanted the best education for me. She didn't give up, enrolled me in Matadevi because she heard of the good grades Matadevi had then. I wrote to BEC in Matadevi, and lo and behold, I came out with flying colors.
Sure, of course. So what would you say, what was the biggest challenge you faced whilst you were kind of like growing up, going through all these challenges and being raised by a single mother?
Okay, so as a first son, and knowing the challenges my mom was going through, I can recount situations where my mom will come from work and tell me she used to sell fools, second-hand clothes.
Like the latest phone and those stuff?
Yes, second-hand clothes. She also used to sell phone accessories, just alongside where the new KJTR market has been constructed.
Yeah.
So I can recall days when she would come home and she would tell me market wasn't as good as she expected, and at times we need to go to bed on an empty stomach. As a mother, at times she would do everything possible. And I remember there was a day she came with some oranges, and she told us this is what she could get with the sale she made, so we should manage. And we were all kind of, yes, you see, growing up, we all understood what she was going through. My 2 other siblings who were living with her got to also understand that if she had, she would definitely provide. So we would have to adjust to the situation and make sure we come up one day and turn things around. So money was one of our biggest challenge. I remember we used to go to school, and especially during examination time, we are always threatened we'll be sent home if our fees are not paid, and a whole lot, yes. And you could also see your colleagues who are from wealthy families, and they have all their fees being paid. They have the stable mind to study, and always when you are seeing your headmaster around or headmistress, you need to go and run to the washroom. So we mentioned those who are owing. Once they are done, then you come back to the classroom.
So you get the chance to like
study. So growing up, things was so difficult, especially in terms of finance.
So like we are still there around the growing up stages. Did you like right from infancy, right? Did you kind of like had the mindset of being this having like a tech company, or it is life that pushed you to that direction? Like, you know, sometimes you can go into some situations and you just feel like this place is kind of the best place for me to go because I just want to get money, or it was true passion or something you felt that pushed you there.
Okay, so initially I was so bad in ICT way back in school. I remember when I was in city of Kumasi, and back then when we were asked to go to the ICT lab, I was only encouraged to go to the ICT lab because I would have the chance to play pinball. You remember those games, solitaire? And yes, so that was my only motivation to go and have the access to a computer and play pinball. But when it comes to the real education being given in the ICT level, I really didn't like it. I always wanted to become a medical doctor. And I saw some improvements in my academics, which even encouraged me the more to pursue that. So in SHS, I took general science as a subject, and things were going on so well for me then. So one unfaithful day, my mom came to school. I was a boarder, and she told me that unfortunately there's place she was using to sell her product. She has been asked to leave the place, and she has nowhere else to go again. She has no one else to turn to. And I remember I owed fees. So me seeing her, I thought she was in to bring me my school fees. And to my surprise, that story was what she came with. And I remember she came to the school with 3 yogurts just to cheer me up and give me those yogurts as something I should take.
Words of motivation.
Words of motivation. So after she broke the news to me, I also sat down the whole day and I thought of it, that knowing how things are, I also have 2 other siblings were there, which these 2 other siblings are going to also face some financial challenges in school if something is not done. So I had to write to my senior housemaster, and I told him to deboardinize me so I can become a day student.
Oh, to ease up things.
So the reason was to come home, hawk on the streets, get some money and add up. Because if boarding fees were so compiling that we couldn't afford, I remember due to compiling of these boarding fees, I was not allowed to go to dining. And I took Gary morning, afternoon, evening for a whole 3 months.
But they had like, you guys had the chance to go to the board, like what's it called? The dining hall to get some food, right?
No, so what happened then was, if you go to the dining hall, they are looking for a chit, a green chit. And that green chit will give you access to enter the dining hall. So once you don't have that green chit, which indicates you paid your fees,
okay.
you won't be allowed to go. And I was owing fees, so after the 3 months, I met up with one student who happens to be my senior. He's called Joshua. He was then aspiring to be the chaplain of the school. So he met me and asked, why am I not going to dine? And I explained things to him. Then he said, okay, since he is aspiring to be a chaplain, he will be given the opportunity to move to the prefect stable once he wins.
Yeah.
And I think it was just a week to the election. But for now, he won't be going to dine, and I should just take up a seat at the dining table, and I can then go to dining. So
you
once he
became
gave me
the
that
savior.
opportunity, I was so happy. I went to the dining and I started taking dining. So that gave me a break to the Gary, the Gary I was taking in and out every day. So I visited the table a couple of times, and
Yeah.
I had one or two concerns raised from those who were members of the table, that they don't see me to be part of the table and they don't see the reason why
You should be there.
I should be there. And I felt bad. I didn't want to create some sort of inconvenience for anyone. I just had to
Vacate the seat.
yes, let things be. So then I told my senior housemaster I would want to go home. He asked me why, and I explained things to him, and I told him I really need to go find some work to do and also help my mom. He agreed, and he gave me the opportunity to become a day student. So then I became a day student. When I came home, my mom was also struggling to find another business to do, and at that time, what would come in my mind was to find a place where I would be allowed to sell water. So I came to, we used to stay at Jinyase then.
Yeah, genius. Yeah.
So I came to Atonsu Market and I spoke to one of the hawkers who were selling water. And I asked the lady where I could get access to those who were giving out those. So she directed me to the place, and I don't know what happened. The person who was in charge gave me the opportunity to sell. Told me I should come and make sales at the end of the day. So the first day I did it. I sold those waters those water that was given to me, and at the end of the day I made a calculation. I realized that the profit I had made that day was just 150 pesos. And
Does it mean that she gave it to you to benefit more, or like it
No.
was based on how you were selling, or
It
that
was-
was the profit you have to get?
that was the profit I was supposed to get based on what I sold.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I had no other alternative. Looking at, I came out of boarding just to find something. Even that 1 CD, 50 pesos.
pesos.
How would I be able to put some aside and also use even some for feeding? So what happened was I had to look for another job. Then I was introduced to selling of fine ice. So I went to them and they also gave me the opportunity to sell. And along the road when I was selling, I encountered something. I was approached by this hostile buyer, and she said something so harsh that actually made me feel things were so bad then. I really wept, and I went home and I told my mom that this is what is really happening. So then she came up with an idea to fry buffaloes. So the plan was for me to sell these buffaloes early in the morning before I go to school. So that was the trend. I started selling buffaloes early in the morning, and once I'm done, since I had to make sales to my mom, I didn't really think about the profits, because every money that I was supposed to make, I just gave to her. And I knew she was the person who was so eager to see me go through education. And lo and behold, I completed SHS.
Okay, sure. Let me not cut you off. Let's move to the early stage and hustle, right? So, what was after you were done with your was it university or SHS?
SHS.
What was your first like job that you ended up being in, and how did it shape you?
Okay, so through the hardship we were going through, there was this shop. It's a genius. It's called Sarafina shop, and just close to Sarafina shop was an internet cafe. We used to go and help the owner pack these items they have, because the shop was so booming that they had most of the items coming, being arranged outside.
Yeah.
So we used to go and help arrange these items at the end of every day back into the shop.
Yeah.
So the man who was in charge of the shop knew our struggles. And then I think when I was in SHS, I had the opportunity from Vodafone to train us in IT,
yeah.
Android programming.
Development.
Yes.
Yeah.
I registered for that event, but the registration fee was, I think, 150 cedis then. I needed a laptop as well. So what happened was, I told my mom about it, that this is the event that is about to happen, so I would want to join. And she told me for a laptop she cannot get for me, but she'll try as much as possible to get a registration fee.
Yeah.
But what she will do is she will speak to her brother who was in Accra, and Uncle Florian, that this is what is about to happen. If he could help me with
A laptop.
so I could participate. And my uncle also helped out and gave me a laptop. So there was this laptop produced by Samsung. It's so portable. It just looks like it has the size of a tablet.
Oh, just like the Chromebooks.
Yes, just like the Chromebooks. I was given that laptop, and unfortunately the time was due and I wasn't able to pay for the registration.
Oh, okay.
So what happened was I had to fall out of the event. But then I sat down one day and asked myself, I'd already told friends and people in school that I'm going to participate in this event. If they come back from this vacation and they ask, were you able to? It's going to be like, I wasn't able to honor what I said I would do.
Yeah.
So then I would visit the internet cafe, make research on how to even develop Android apps, which I did. So I started doing research on how to research how to develop Android apps. And I told the cafe attendant then that I really want to develop a game. So you should give me the opportunity. Then he said, have I ever seen any Ghanaian develop a game before? This was back then, because yes,
Yeah,
it
of
was a green stage for technology in Ghana.
Yeah.
But I told him, I will be able to. And he said, okay, I'll give you 1 month free internet subscription, access to a computer. Use it for any research you would want to. At the end of that 1 month, I have done my part for you.
Yeah.
And wherever he is, I must say a very big thank you. His name they used to call him with a simple. So within this 1 month, I started doing 1 or 2 research, and I came to have the understanding on how to use Visual Basic. So I started developing 1 or 2 apps. I started with an internet downloader because I wanted to be able to download movies.
Yeah.
So I built a first application called Savira downloader. And once I built it, I went around and I told people around that, yes, finally I've built something. Look at my downloader.
try.
So I was walking around with my portable laptop, and I'll tell people I've developed the software. And they say, what software is that? I've developed the downloader. How does it work? So I would show them how it works, and we download 1 or 2 things and it works. So wow, okay. Then I also developed a browser, and I named it Savira browser. So I also was going around telling people I've developed the browser. Then the owner of the Sarafina, my shop, got interested in what I was exhibiting. And so I showed it to him, and he was so happy that as a starter, I'm able to think through that direction and also
Sure.
come up with something. So when I was even in school, he had given me the prior notice that once I complete my WASI, he only will make me rest for 6 months, then he would employ me into Connect Solutions Ghana.
Okay.
So after I completed my WASI, I made contact to him and I told him I've completed WASI, and he said, okay, then as he said, the 6 months, I should just take it to rest.
Sure.
And we'll start work after 6 months. But I told him, no, I'm eager to learn more. So what he did was he had this prototype system he was building for churches, and he gave me the code to study, and he told me that in his company they have a certain way they program or develop their software, so I should just study the algorithms and get to understand how their pattern is, and I did. Lo and behold, he gave me a task and I was able to execute, not knowing these tasks were tasks he was training me with. And so that started my journey in the IT field.
IT field. Would you was there any moment you felt like giving up?
Okay, so when my mom got to know that after all the struggles we've been through, I've decided to opt for IT.
Yeah.
And not to pursue the medicine I wanted to do. She was so furious because at that point, everyone believes that for you to make money,
Yeah.
you should be in a white collar job system.
Yeah.
And majority of the people around didn't also understand the path I wanted to take.
Yeah.
They even thought I wanted to be a fraud boy.
Why? Oh yeah, because in our Ghanaian society, sometimes when you say you are going to build something based on like IT stuff, you are always on your computer, and we all know that at that time Yahoo was very popular.
Yes.
So whenever you say, "Oh, I'm gonna be on my laptop creating a software to build something and like kind of like do this IoT stuff," they're like, I don't hear Yahoo boy.
Yeah, Yahoo
like,
boy,
are you a
yes.
Yahoo boy? What
And
are you doing?
I used to frequent the cafe often because I wanted to have access to internet to do so. That was the mindset my mom had, and she was so afraid, knowing that the first son she had is about to go wayward, and it was kind of a struggle. I remember when people around noticed my interest in IT, the son for the former queen of Mwedi, Nasty, Nana Osei Tutu, he wanted to also help financially, especially to get me a laptop. And
Yeah.
my mom, out of frustration, told her not to because she felt I was just wasting the time I was supposed to use to learn.
Was it because they didn't see any potential thing in
My
what-
mom never understood what software development is. She never understood what software development is. All she could think about then was for me to become the medical doctor I had wished to become.
Yeah.
And at that time too, I noticed that if I had pushed to become a medical doctor, it's either my other two siblings who were living with us would drop out of school.
Exactly, because you
So-
have to go like
Yes.
6, is this 7 years?
7 years.
7 years.
I need to drain all the family's resources for 7 years. And I noticed that would not be a good thing for us too. So I needed to sacrifice, whether or not, it will help me or not, I would have to take that path.
Would you? Okay, just
These criticisms made me feel like, why don't you even give up? Because I find at the initial start, people will make you do, let's say, build a website for them, and the website you build, they'll tell you, oh, Nyamishra, we good pa, we good pa,
with no pay.
we no pay. So
How are they managed? Like, if you are, sorry to cut you off, but then if you say you built a website for them, right, and they are not paying, how were they like hosting it? Because we all know that you need to pay for the hosting.
I was a fresher then. I didn't even know about hosting of a website.
Oh, okay.
All I knew how to do was to build a thing on a local host, demonstrate to them on my computer, and I'll tell them, oh, you
okay.
host it. So it was when I met Mr. Dabo and I got to know of cloud system
Yeah.
and hosting of websites. So I told Mr. Dabo I have 1 or 2 sites I needed to
Host.
host. and he helped me host them. And those who were owners of those sites paid him to host that site.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay. Would you say like the people around you, kind of apart from your family, supported you through this journey, or did they like back off and made fun of you because they didn't really understand or see the vision that you had for the IT thing?
So with the people I had in the society I was living, I think I would rate out of 70, there was a motivation from them. They even named me computer man. Because yes, most of my peers then were interested in PlayStation games.
Yeah, PlayStation. Yeah.
But they will see me most of the time dedicating my time to review codes, develop new things, and so they were motivating me. The only challenge I was having is my family members then did not really understand what the software development is. I remember my mom had a friend who was a military officer, and at a point my mom had convinced him to help enlist me in the military. So I had a call one day, and it was like, Sammy, your military enlistment process has been successful. We want you to get prepared. And I was shocked. So all I could tell the man then was, I'm so sorry, I can't really be in the military. I want to pursue a passion in the tech world. The man got so angry and hung up on me. My mom got so angry, not knowing he has spent a lot to help me be enlisted in the military. So I had to also forfeit that. But deep down within me, I knew I was taking a very good step towards a brighter future.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you are the only one seeing the vision.
Yes, I was the only one then seeing the vision, no one else. And they were all like, you're wasting your time. And
coming down to the money and risk, would you say you spent a lot in building your company, and what are some of the financial like risk you took to start the company like this one?
Narrowlite started as a group. That was after the Vodafone event took place. So
Yeah.
I went back to school then, and those I had told that I'll join asked me, they didn't see me there, and I told them, oh, yes, I didn't, but I was able to learn how to develop these one or two things. Then I was an amateur.
Yeah.
So I gathered one or two people out of those people I spoke with who participated in that coding program.
Yep.
And we decided to form a group. Now, in that group, I realized I was the only one who had less knowledge in what they had gone to learn. So I needed to be smart. So I told them I'll be the leader of the group, where I will assign duties for them, and we will come and we will deliberate on whatever assignment we gave them. So they said, oh, okay, that is fine. And one thing that made them accept is I showed them the Savira downloader and browser. So they were like, okay. I remember one funny statement I made to one of my seniors who was part of the group. I told them, you will build the screens. Once you build the screens, and this also builds another screen, you connect the strings. Not knowing the string was a data type technology then. So I said that, and he was like, oh, okay. So later in life, when I really got to understand what string really meant, I was like, oh. So then
they didn't know, and they just decided not to.
Probably he decided not to mind me. And but we started as a group, and moving forward, we invited our NSS teacher to also be part of it. So when I completed school, most of my seniors had already completed. And so the core people who started the group had to leave. Some went to do pharmacy, some medicine, and so they all left. They pursued their various dreams. So I had to re-energize the group again out of my colleagues I had then in SHS. So then that was when we invited our NSS teacher to be part. I remember part of these members were people from my society who were motivating me. And in total, we were 12. Then we started going about our activity. So we had to generate some money. So I designed the form and I told them to buy the form at the rate of 50 cedis. We bought the form. Some paid, some didn't pay. But we were having meetings. We had people who were very good in graphic design, animation. I remember one guy in Naka. He was so good in animation, and there was also financiers. One financier was Nana was to the son to the former grandmother of Boedi, and also one Pastor Daniel. He's now a pastor. He used to be called Danny Boy. He was a financier. So we just gave them our objectives and goals we wanted to achieve, and they were motivating us. But along the line, money wasn't coming. As freshers from school, our parents were expecting us to do something profitable with our life. Then most of them had to leave the group. So it became a one-man army thing. So along the line, I had to re-energize the base, get people on board, but most of the times I thought of it that okay, now it's like I'm the only one who really sees the potential of Narrowlite. Then it was cooperation. I was the only one who really sees the potential, so I'll pick it upon myself and I would make sure things are done so well. So along the years, I was the only one
Doing it alone.
Yes, doing it alone.
So-
Go see contract. Marketer, I was a marketer. I was a developer. I did most of the hard work. Then I never knew anything about sleep. My mom, my siblings will tell you, I could be behind the computer a whole day without even thinking of food.
Oh, that's when they will come in and be like, hey, into one that, like,
Yeah, into that.
because they don't understand how it is. Like,
Yes. So, but I was driven by passion. So then the passion I had for the IT really grew up, and I was driven by that passion. I decided to make things really work. So it was a one-man army thing, up and down. And
in the early stages, how did you manage your funds when you started like seeing money coming through your company? How did you manage it?
so one thing that really slowed Narrowlite's progress was fund management. As I said, it became a one-man army thing. So once I have something small, the only thing I could think of is to, how do we call it? Spend on certain activities I feel are right. And at times, I also depended on these funds that were being generated.
Yeah.
And I felt that was one thing that really slowed the progress of Narrowlite International. If back then I had an accountant, people to really manage situations, I think we would have done better.
You know, we all know that this like something affecting all startup that is going on, right?
Okay.
Because one, if you start, you should be your own boss. You should be the one managing everything. You should be the one doing almost everything that you start, right? Because whenever you might say, okay, let me go check for someone who is an accountant. The person wouldn't work for free. He would want something.
Yes.
But then you have to prove to them that, okay, I've already established this thing, which is already there. Then they will now see the potential.
Yes, and that was what we were lacking. I remember there were several times I wanted to employ people apart from the group we already had, and most of them will come with fat salaries as expectations, and I could look at their salaries and I'll be scared because I know within me then I wasn't even generating half of what one person wants to take. So I had to tell myself that okay, now I don't think I'm to the standard I can employ. Okay, let me kind of build these things on a slow pace, and once everything is said and done, I can start thinking of employing people.
Okay, so would you say like what was the major sacrifice you did to build up this company to where it is right now?
Okay, so I devoted everything about me to the company. As I said, I had no security. If Narrowlite failed, I had nothing I would have relied on. There was no turning back, and as days goes by, I really cast my mind back and ask myself, I've wasted some time. If this fails, I'll be a failure. And besides, knowing how my family background in finances, it will be so difficult for me. So there was a lot of sacrifices, especially knowing that is the only thing you hold up to. And you are prepared to waste the most valuable thing in a man's life is time. To spend all this time on something I'm not even sure it will work.
Yeah.
So I personally would say my sacrifice in time was one of the most precious thing I had invested in Narrowlite.
Wow. Okay. That's actually powerful though. As we are about, because he has to go somewhere, right? So as he's driving, we will still be taking the interview. But then I have one last question before we move to we walk to the car.
Okay.
So at what moment did you feel like, yes, I have made it and all my dream has come to pass? Because right now we can classify like Narrowlite to be one of the biggest IT companies in Ghana right now.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And you have been making a huge impact in the young people, like most of the young people around this place. You've organized programs where they teach IT, they teach what's it called?
The kids in IT,
Exactly.
train them, yes.
So when was the time you felt like I've made it?
Okay, so I really got to realize that point when I was called upon by one of the clients I had introduced my banking software to then, that can you come over for a presentation? That same day, fateful day, I was at Stanbic Bank and I was saying to myself, I think this is a waste of time. Once I go home, I will need to delete every software I have developed because no one was paying attention to any solution I had provided. So at the bank, I was saying to myself, I'll go home and I'll delete the banking software in question. Then I had a call from the client that his boss wants to meet me for discussion, and how much am I charging for the cost of software and maintenance support fee. And I was like, wow. On the very day I decided to go and delete it, if not for me being at the bank, I would have deleted that software if I were to be.
So that was like a turning point.
A turning point. Oh, I came to understand the fact that I need to kind of take my time in certain decisions, and things will really get better.
Yeah, sure. So let's not waste his time. We are going straight to the car because he has to go somewhere. He has a busy day, so today we are going to spend like 24 hours with him to see how busy he is. And is it just like a multi-million-dollar company, or is just like he just sleeps every day and he just be like, oh, I'm just having this huge amount of money there, so let me just relax. Do you just spend the money, or how do you? Whenever you wake up and say, okay, this is my company, how do you feel?
I feel proud of myself. I also feel proud of the people who really saw the positive aspect of what I was pursuing then. But I never spend money, as you are saying. Every businessman will tell you that every penny leaving his pocket is for a reason.
Yeah.
Probably you might see me spending on something today. Then that spending I'm making behind or at the back of my mind, I have really thought of it, and probably it's an investment I'm making for some funds or projects I would have to embark on probably in the next years to come. So no money leaves my pocket without me expecting it to return.
Yes. Would you have something you have to tell the audience? Like if someone wants to start an IT company right in Ghana here, what would you advise a person to do, and like what are the strategies to make it much more like easier for the person?
Okay, so starting an IT company is the easiest but the most difficult business or company anyone would want to. Why am I saying is the most easiest? It's the most easiest because you don't really need any huge capital to start with. All you need is your passion, your zeal, and your focus in life to really make it in the IT field. I think at our era now, things have been made more easier when anyone wants to enter into the tech world.
Yeah.
There are a whole lot of tutorials, a whole lot of reference points. You could easily educate yourself. So
Yeah.
someone can be in a tech space without having a background in tech. All you need is your dedication. Now, it's the most difficult thing because people will not give you the goodwill you are seeking for. You need to prove to them that you deserve the goodwill.
Exactly.
And that is the most difficult aspect of them all. It will surprise you that at a time we needed to do projects for free. You just have to come to your place, tell you, oh, we have this software, let's make you use it for free. You know why? We wanted to sell our name. So people will see us working. But in a nutshell, nothing was coming into our pocket. We're only having the name. Oh, this system was developed by Narrowlite. This system was developed by Narrowlite. Okay.
Yeah.
So at that time, we were out of goodwill. We didn't have any goodwill. So we needed to push harder for people to really understand what we were doing. So, as I said, anyone who would want to embark on this journey can, but should be willing to sacrifice a lot of time and also be willing to seek or look for the goodwill of his or her client.
This is not just an interview, but we get to spend a day with him too, which is very good. So he's gonna tell us where he's headed to, and we're just gonna do follow-ups on that. Where are we headed to?
Okay, so I'm heading to a client's office to do a routine check. Most of the times, it's ideal for every software company or a software developer
Yeah.
to be doing these routines to know how the software they developed is really performing or working. Most companies would not like to use Ghanaian made softwares, not because Ghanaians do not have the best capabilities of developing good softwares, but one important thing in software development is the maintenance you provide to your client. You don't sit down for your client to complain. There are certain clients who will not complain. By the time you realize, they'll switch to a different platform. So in Narrowlite, it's part of our routine to often visit clients at least once a month to see how they are doing with the system. Also to bond with them, try to know their challenges they are facing, because if their company doesn't survive, we won't also survive.
How many companies do you work with as at now?
Currently, we have almost 35
Wow.
companies we work with, 35 companies using our system. In the banking sector, most of these clients we have in the banking sector have branches. So most of these branches also form part as individual companies in our mode of operation. So in these routine checks, we at times visit one branch or probably do a routine at the head office and ask of any news they've gotten from the other branches to know that their software we provided for them is performing as expected.
Oh, wow. I'm the sales administrator for Ajeba for Science. Our work specifically is into distribution of beer from Accra Brewery. We deal with any product from Accra Brewery Limited. That is Club Mini, Stella Artois, Budweiser, Corona.
Okay. What does Narrowlite do for your company?
They supply us with software for our job. As in, we are able to trace our sales, our daily sales, using the software.
Do you think it has made a great impact to your company, and based on the job you are doing, do you think it has made it easier for you?
You see, we deal with a whole lot of customers, thousands of them. So it has really eased our job. We can actually trace every customer using our data or our software.
Jumping back to the CEO, how do you think his personal relationship is?
He's friendly. Aside that, he's professional. The CEO is somebody whom you can call around 12 a.m. and he will still answer you. So he's very good.
Are you saying that because he's your friend?
No. He's a very professional person. So
It's always a struggle to keep up with time at work, especially when you have a lot to do on your computer. And then there is a power cut. Narrowlite International Company Limited introduces their all-in-one computer which comes with an inbuilt app that can last an hour without power. Another good news is you can customize for your NICL computer to any specification such as the RAM, CPU, SSD, and the color. This product is proudly made in Ghana and comes with a 3-year warranty. Call them on 050-771-8921 or 024-231-9575.
Narrowlite Electronics. Reliable power, unbeatable performance.